Welcome to another episode of Crocker's Corner right here on Line Sports. I'm your host, former NFL and AFL defensive back, Eric Crocker. And today, man, we are talking about a topic that's near and dear to my heart because I am a 49er fan. I do cover the 49ers. Today, man, we are talking about Jimmy Garoppolo and really why right now is the time for the San Francisco 49ers to bench Jimmy G. All right, now before we get into that, make sure you guys, if you're not already, follow Line Sports on Twitter at Lines. Also follow Line Sports on Instagram at Lines_sports. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this YouTube video. All right, guys, let's talk about it. San Francisco 49ers right now, 6-6, heading into week 14. And that was not the expectations for a Jimmy Garoppolo-led San Francisco 49er team. All right, when you look at San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy Garoppolo, like, how did they get to this point? And why should they bench him? You know, it starts back to the offseason. And the initial reports were, hey, will the 49ers be looking to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo? And you had a Kyle Shanahan in the press conference saying, well, it's hard to move on from Jimmy G. You know, it has to be somebody that's really good. Well, he did go after guys that were more talented than him. He looked into Matthew Stafford, but the Rams beat him to the punch. They also looked into Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson had his legal situations going on. So what's the next option for the 49ers? Not to get a guy like Sam Darnold or Teddy Bridgewater. Those guys aren't better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Got to go to draft and develop part and get somebody with immense talent. And that they did. They used all the draft capital, 3 in total first-round picks to draft one guy. Now, they only traded 2 away, but they also traded away their one from this year and used 3 picks from the first round to draft Trey Lance. Now, some people with unrealistic expectations expected a Trey Lance, a rookie from the FCS level who had not played football in a year, to come in and unseat Jimmy Garoppolo. That was unfair for the kid and really unfair to Jimmy Garoppolo, who has proven when healthy, he can win games. So what did Kyle Shanahan do? He said, you know what? We're going to go with Jimmy Garoppolo. He's going to be our starter. We're not even really going to give the rookie a chance. And he never really had a chance, unless maybe he looked like Patrick Mahomes. And I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes the year he won league MVP, his second year in the league. Like, if Trey Lance came in and looked like that, then yeah, okay, we'll start him. But we knew that there were going to be some ups and downs. And Kyle Shanahan, a guy who, you know, he has one winning season in 4 years. He didn't have the luxury to wait and develop and take some losses at, I guess, unnecessary times when your track record is what it is. So what did he do? He stuck with Jimmy Garoppolo. And understandably so. I thought with Jimmy Garoppolo on the roster, that was the right decision. He's a guy that you have proven to be able to win with. So you go with Jimmy G. And he starts off 2-0. But those 2 wins, they looked a little weird, especially the Philadelphia Eagle game where, you know, 49ers started off 3 straight 3-and-outs. Offense was really up and down. Didn't score until the last possession before the first half. Scored one more time in the second half and then had a field goal. It wasn't very encouraging. Then what happened? 49ers went on to lose the next 4 games. Now, not all of Jimmy Garoppolo's fault, right? You know, he did get injured against the Seattle Seahawks. He missed the game against the Cardinals. You know, he came back and, you know, they had their ups and downs against the Colts. You know, there were times where you would hope that the 49ers would get back on track. Then they reeled off 3 straight wins. And the 3 straight wins, that helped Jimmy Garoppolo hold off a Trey Lance. A Trey Lance who Kyle Shanahan admittedly said, if it weren't for a knee sprain from Trey Lance, he would have started against the Colts. Kyle Shanahan said that. So the thoughts were already creeping in Kyle Shanahan's head. Now, 49ers won 3 straight games. Can't bench Jimmy Garoppolo at that time. But then they lose to the Seattle Seahawks. And you watch how Jimmy Garoppolo played in that game. And it was more so what we've seen from him, a guy who, when you win, most of the time it's them handling him with kitty gloves, at least this year. In the 3-game winning streak, the 49ers ran the ball an average of 41 times each game. That's not the ideal situation really for any quarterback, because how sustainable is that? Well, it was over those 3 games, but against the Seattle Seahawks, they crowded the box against the run. They did a really good job of limiting the big gains, and the 49ers averaged 2.9 yards per carry. In turn, what did that mean? Jimmy Garoppolo had to win the game with his arm, and that he could not do. Now, he did put the 49ers in a position to do so, but they still came up just short. So now, how do you get from that to the 49ers should bench him? Let's talk about it. The 49ers currently are sitting at 6-6. Again, that's not the expectations for this team that's led by Jimmy Garoppolo. I would almost assure you, if Kyle Shanahan knew he would be 6-6 heading into week 14 against Cincinnati Bengals, he probably would tell you, well, yeah, my rookie started the whole time. But no, that's not the case. Jimmy Garoppolo has started. And that was not the expectations for this team. So what do? For me, I would probably go with the rookie. Because if I'm going to lose games for reasons that are not all on Jimmy Garoppolo, I do want to make that clear. This is not all about Jimmy Garoppolo. It's really more so about the young kid. Jimmy Garoppolo has played well at times and other times hasn't, but that's been who Jimmy Garoppolo is. He needs a lot of things around him to do well. So if you are going to be 6-6, even with him, some games, Cardinals game, Jimmy Garoppolo played well in the Cardinals game. They still lost. They got blown out. Defense didn't show up. If you're going to have all these games where everything has to be perfect for Jimmy to win, he's not going to take your team above and beyond. At some point, when do you say, you know what? We're not as good as I thought. We're not as good as we thought we would be with Jimmy Garoppolo. We're not winning the games that we thought he would help us be able to win and overcome certain obstacles. Now's the time to go to the young guy. Now's the time to go to the guy that you gave up all this draft capital for. Now I know what you guys are thinking. Croc, Trey Lance, not ready. He'll throw passes over guys' heads. He struggles and inconsistent with reading defenses. I would say most rookies have some of those same issues, not from an accuracy standpoint, but just from the standpoint of not truly understanding what you're seeing on a consistent basis. We've seen that from other rookies around the league right now, right? So when you look at Trey Lance and some of the things he's done, there's been some encouraging, and there's some things where it's like, he needs to work on those things. Kyle Shanahan said he knows the full playbook. His thing is he needs the live reps. This is Kyle Shanahan's words. He needs the live in-game reps. Well, Kyle, how is he going to go through those things if he's not in the game? So you've been sticking with Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's not the answer either. Now, is Trey Lance going to magically come in and win games? Probably not. Are the 49ers going to make this switch? Probably not. Why? Because they're still in the 7th seed somehow in the NFC. And the NFC isn't strong this year. So you play the rest of the season, win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game, end up 9-8 or 8-9, maybe barely missing the playoffs. What does that do for a young kid who hasn't played in would be 2 years and doesn't have the experience that you said he needs in game? How are you helping him? And if you're not helping him, how are you helping your organization that you used all that draft capital to move up to get him? That's the question Kyle Shanahan is going to have to ask himself. But I do want to push back on some of the things that people are saying. One, to talk about Trey Lance. Well, he struggles read defense, which most rookies do. Oh, inaccurate pass here and there. What is Jimmy Garoppolo doing? We've just seen back-to-back games where Jimmy Garoppolo, who I like, I want to preface this by saying I do like Jimmy Garoppolo, but a Jimmy Garoppolo who has thrown the ball straight into linebacker's chest. We've seen him misread. We've seen him overthrow guys over and over. We've seen him miss wide open receivers on wheel routes. Kyle Juszczyk had to try to make this miracle catch to bring in a pass when nobody was near him. Brandon Ayuk, we've seen him have to leap out the building to try to make a catch because Jimmy's passes have been inaccurate or high. Deebo Samuel about to get killed on slants because his passes are inaccurate or high. So some of the same issues that people are having with Trey Lance are happening with Jimmy Garoppolo. Why are they holding a rookie with 1 game of experience to a higher standard than Jimmy Garoppolo, who's an 8-year pro, and dissolving him of all issues that are going on in the passing game? I think right now is the time to make the switch. You look at the schedule remaining. You have Cincinnati Bengals on the road, not a hostile environment. Perfect time to get a Trey Lance in there. You look at the following game. You have Atlanta Falcons. You have Tennessee Titans. You have the Houston Texans. And you close out against the Rams, who probably will be locked in the 5th seed and won't play their starters. Now is the time for the 49ers to get their rookie, that experience that he needs, and get this franchise heading in the right direction with the guy who will lead them in the future. And not stick with the guy who the expectations were much higher, But even then, the results are the results. The 49ers team is 6-6 with Jimmy Garoppolo leading. One loss wasn't on him, but the situation is what it is. It's time to move on. It's time to go with the rookie. It's time to go with the guy that you pushed all your chips in the middle of the table with, and be that bold, confident coach that you were when you made the trade. All right, y'all. So that's going to do it for this episode of Crocker's Corner. I appreciate y'all for joining me. Just my thoughts on Jimmy Garoppolo, Trey Lance. And again, I like Jimmy Garoppolo. And I do think he, in theory, gives you the better chance to win. But how much more of a chance does he give you? That's a question we just don't know. Well, hopefully, we find out soon. But until next time, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to the YouTube channel, and follow Lines on Twitter @Lines, and follow Lines Sports on Instagram @Lines_sports. But until next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.